comes the axe. Prove yourself.
Had like
50,000 net worth and then he lost.
BKB on the bear and all kinds of.
Had refresher on the bear and stuff. I think even he had 6 slots.
This disruptor is not looking so hot. And directed cam letting me down.
Luna's in trouble. This is definitely a death. So the way people mostly play Chen right now is exactly this way. You play dual lane off lane with a strong
like melee tower diver usually.
Melee strength hero, so you can just snowball the lane, take advantage of this ridiculous early power spike you have with Chen, I guess. But wait, so something is I'm missing something here. I think something is confusing me.
Well, you're not. We're not missing much with the directed cam. It's actually out there.
It was very close to dying. Because what I do know is so strength used to give.
Chad is saying move speed and attack speed.
Yeah, so I guess the agility just wasn't changed. And it was the other two. So strength used to give status resistance, and now it gives magic resist. And int used to give magic resistance, now it only gives spell amp.
Okay.
And now agility just gives.
Yeah, status resistance seemed a little too broken.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And then what they have done is you have your primary attribute, and in your primary attribute you get a 25% bonus. So int heroes get more out of int than agility heroes do.
Okay.
They get more mana, they get more spell amp, and they get more mana regen.
Oh, I see.
And then of course you get the damage bonus, right?
God, this bottom lane is a disaster. Now they've got 3 heroes there. They're still losing disruptor. The Chen army just continuing
Counts for
to do
2
work.
heroes, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Chen
like a
for you.
tri-lane bottom while they're still got 4 heroes elsewhere.
And something to keep in mind, what has basically happened with the game is that it's relatively rarely useful to play. Oh, nice kill mid. To play a tri-lane. What ends up happening is when the team's playing 2 versus 3 in one lane and 2 versus 1 in the other lane, because of how powerful denies are in this patch, when you're playing 2-on-1, if you can zone the opponent out of the lane and deny all creeps, he is screwed. And it's very difficult to do the same with 3 versus 2, because the 2 that are there can still try to play together around getting CS. They can maybe still play a pull or whatnot. I've got a kill on
So that
experience very early on. They generally come and gank at nighttime like this. Disruptor is toast.
Yeah, it's not looking great right now for NL. What should they be doing here?
Are they called NL? It's
Are
one
they
of their
NL?
players is called
Oh,
NL.
I'm sorry. That's just one of their
Or
guys.
They might be. I don't
It's
know.
not looking good for NL anyway. NL Vilgefortz.
Oh, good shrine usage, but here comes Chen. Yeah, what do they do? That's a good question. I think they redo the draft. Oh, he missed the stun.
That's okay.
On
Chen Daddy got you. It
but
doesn't work on towers, right? It's only Desolator. Or does
Lightstone
it?
works in towers.
Oh, it does work on
It does
towers.
work on
Okay.
towers. So it's really useful for Chen to have this item just because it obviously amplifies the damage of his entire army. It's very common for Chen's right now. Nice Sunstrike to go 2 versus 2 laning meta, right? Like having this Blightstone increases the damage of your lane partner and it helps your creeps, so it just makes your laning that much more powerful. I would say for Chen, you should almost always start with Blightstone or Orb, whichever you like better in the game.
Uh-oh.
And oh, there's a sentry. He's dead.
Nice.
Well, they're bringing in a lot of help for this. They're killing 1 support with basically a 4-hero rotation. Oh, they did get him. That was close.
I tried to heal. It's the sandbag place. Look at that.
Oh, Chen's in trouble. Chen's dead. He got the job done, though.
Or is he? Oh, yeah, he's dead.
Oh, good split earth. There is a clap as well. That should be killed. Nice.
Oh, the
Axis
long range axes. Slash strike living up to the name there. And here comes the backstab. Oh, there's a juggernaut in this game. Kind of forgot about that for a little while.
Yep. That's a team wipe.
Oh, that's painful.
And so one thing I can tell you.
Effort, I guess, has gone to the compendium.
As of late, there hasn't really been
I've seen
more
some
content.
disgruntlement on Reddit about Dota Plus.
I'm sure Dota Plus will be getting some love later on. It's a subscription, right? They'll be... Oh, no, he missed the Com 1 Invoker. I still did.
The tornado purges the sendback, right?
Correct.
It's a GG, I guess.
I
That's
think
like a fake GG.
When you chat wheel good game in a private lobby, I think the countdown, the 10-second countdown to forfeiting starts, actually. But I think they were trying to fake it.
We've had some sportsmanship issues, or allegations anyway, so far this qualifiers.
I think issues is fair to say.
Of course, coming primarily from the Americas, South America, I believe in particular. I'm trying to remember where the other ones happened. Was there something in SEA? No, there was good manners from TNC, because someone used the Wildkin Tornado, and then rather than try and get a forfeit, they just said stop using the Tornado.
Yeah.
And then they fixed the bug, but then someone else
There was a weird ruling in a Chinese game where they
reported
got
them.
death loss for using it after the bug was fixed.
That's right. That's
But
right.
then that got reversed, and they got the win out of the game.
And the team was like, "No mercy. We're taking our free forfeit win if we can get it." You know,
Screw you. I
kids
got mine.
these days, they'll just do whatever it takes for a win.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
Their
quite
base
sure.
defense is pretty awful. They have like very little wave clear,
Oh, that's a dead.
a lot of
disruptor.
feed.
That's a dead tap destroyed by a Ryzen.
There's a lot of frauds in these qualifiers. We had 4 Lions, not to be confused with Alliance with an A. It's throwing me off. I mean, if you're here, you're getting L Deep, not to be confused with the real LD. Lyrical fraud. It says Mongoloid. Well, he didn't call me a fraud. I'm calling myself a fraud. Damn, dude, that's some shit. 13 years old,
Yeah.
playing retail
The
Counter-Strike.
new Alliance team are actually.
It was
pretty
cool
young.
back then.
They're pretty young.
I guess it's making a comeback.
Yeah.
It's retro. It's like bell bottoms. They'll be back any day now. Or so my mom thinks. She still wears
Changing
them.
my nickname to have 3s instead of E's.
People call this the meme hammer. Is that's because it's really bad, or is it good again?
I think it's.
It got buffed, right?
Yeah, it's good in some situations. It used to be really stupidly bad pretty much when it got released, but it has applications. It's good at finishing games that are completely over. It just accelerates because you deal a lot of damage and stun the tower.
And it completely humiliates your opponents, or I guess less so now.
Yeah, less so now.
Okay.
Nice buyback. Got a kill on Jugger. These Nether Blasts are hurting, man.
Damn.
Let me tell you. Okay, Chen is manning up against 5 heroes, and he's winning. Okay.
How taut is the rubber band in this version? Like, if you just throw bodies at their throne and they get like 5-6 kills, is that like a 20k gold swing or something crazy?
No. It's not that insane anymore.
Okay.
It's you still get a really decent amount. Like there is rubber band, but the values were tweaked a lot. So you still get more by being behind, both in gold and XP.
Okay.
But the amounts are so much less.
I want to go back in cryogenic storage. See what happens in a couple years.
I want to go back for Identity Storage. This Dota sucks, man. I want the rubber band back.
This game is.
That's what I meant.
I thought
My
he
brother
was
is
near
not-
retirement like 8 years ago.
Yeah, you would have thought maybe. Well, how old is he now?
He's not that old.
in the 30s, right?
I think he's like mid-30s.
Yeah.
But it's more